Pinky.
Donuts, come on down.
Guys, have you ever heard of a Chevrolet farm tractor? I can hear you now. No, they didn't make one. Well, I'm sitting on a concept Chevrolet tractor. This tractor is currently owned by Dale Hall of Mount Washington, Kentucky, and it has been the subject of great debate amongst farm and Chevrolet enthusiasts over the years since it came out of hiding and was first exhibited in 2003. Amazingly enough, it was at this same show that the public first saw this interesting machine. I'm Logan, and I'm here at the 2022 Lanesville Heritage Weekend to enjoy a toy show, a tractor show, and specifically this prototype Chevrolet. I'll start off with some specs on it and then some stories on how and why it exists. This tractor, it is powered by a standard Chevrolet 216 cubic inch inline 6-cylinder. It is mated to a 4-speed transmission with a 2-speed manual shift rear axle. The design is obviously a tricycle front end, which was very similar to most tractors just after World War II. There's a separate brake pedal for each of the rear brakes, and the fuel tank is positioned underneath the padded operator's seat. The lines of the tractor are graceful, with the sheet metal hood, cowl, and grille professionally hand-formed with the edges turned and smoothed. The rear wheel centers are flame-cut steel with the notches around the outer edges, which allows the rims to be bolted on either the inside or the outside for different wheel spacings. The hood is hinged at the back with a latch at the front so it can be serviced. There is also original side cover panels that fold up like a Model A. And the finishing touch to the tractor is the emblem that Nutter fashioned. It included the Chevrolet bow tie emblem with his name and the year on it. Something I'd imagine that Chevrolet would have changed had they went forward with the project. For a hand-built tractor, it is extremely polished. It does lack many of the things necessary to be a useful farm tractor, like a power takeoff, belt pulley, powered lift, and hydraulics. Presumably, these would have been added if Chevy had decided to go forward with the project. Oftentimes, car, truck, and tractor prototypes lack many functional parts during the early design phase, to be added on at a later date. So these missing parts are not unexpected, even with the meticulous detail done on the rest of the tractor. Now for the story behind the tractor. The Chevrolet Nutter tractor was designed and built in 1946 by William Nutter Jr. on a saddlebred horse farm near Georgetown, Kentucky. It was for General Motors to compete with Ford's famous N-Series tractors. Nutter used many parts from a 1.5-ton Chevy truck to build the tractor. He thought that this would help keep production costs down by using existing parts, something that GM, Ford, and all the rest of the auto and tractor makers do when making new models or entering into new segments. As the story goes, a representative from Chevrolet came down to meet with Nutter to see the tractor once the basic prototype had been completed. Upon seeing it, GM declined to take on the project, as at the time cars and trucks were in too high a demand to sacrifice assembly line time on the gamble of a new farm tractor. It sounds like the tractor was a victim of bad timing just after the war. This story sounds pretty far-fetched, but it is still plausible, as GM once had a tractor brand with Samson tractors in the late 19-teens and early 1920s. GM was also in talks with Harry Ferguson around this time to produce the Ferguson tractors due to Ford stopping sending tractors to Ferguson. Neither of these worked out for GM, but it does lead to believing that GM was considering the Nutter tractor. Also, there are other accounts from a man named Skeele White of Versailles, Kentucky, that worked on the Nutter farm. He said he was shown the Chevy tractor along with another tractor, grain binder, and stationary hay baler that Willie Nutter Jr. had built. White also mentioned that he knew Chevy was involved in the project, but he didn't know why it fell through. White also said that he knew the Nutters used the tractor on their farm for years. He also said that William Jr. had no formal education and was incredibly mechanically inclined. I'll leave it up to you. Is this the Chevrolet tractor that never was, or just a home-built tractor on a farm in Georgetown, Kentucky? What I do know for certain is that it is here. I also know that in 1991, Dale Hall saw an advertisement for an old truck, and when he went to see the old truck, he saw the unusual tractor sitting in a barn. Dale's attention was drawn to the tractor, so the owner told Dale that the tractor sat unused on his neighbor's farm for at least 30 years. One day, the owner asked the neighbor about it and was told to take it, and he towed it to his barn where it sat until Dale found it. Being fascinated with the unusual tractor, Dale took the tractor home instead of the truck. Dale said it was a disaster. Tires all flat, wheels sunk down into the ground and rusted through, no paint on it, steering wheel was nothing but a metal frame, the engine block was cracked. Other than that, it was in pretty good shape. In 2001, his wife pushed him to put the tractor back together, so he started working on it. He tried to restore the tractor to as near its original condition as he could. Once he started, he found some dark blue paint on top of the fuel tank that had been protected by the seat. This was then duplicated at a local auto paint shop. Dale tried his best to restore the tractor to its original condition, but this proved to be a challenge with no pictures to go on. After 2 years, Dale had it in a running and in condition to show. So it made its first public debut at the 2003 Lanesville Heritage Weekend Show. Since then, it has been a highlight at several other shows and continues to be a favorite here at Lanesville. Let me know what you think of this interesting tractor down in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please go on and smash the like button, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. These all really help me out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please go on and leave me a tip here or sponsor me over on my Patreon page. There's a link below. I'm Logan, and I'll be back soon with more farm and truck videos.
Welcome to the 47th Annual Lanesville Heritage Weekend Festival.
Morning and welcome to Lanesville Heritage Weekend Day 2. Breakfast is now being served in the food barn. We have a full breakfast this morning with sausage, biscuits, gravy,
Pinky.
donuts. Come on down.